It's lonely on top of the throne. I am a king of the pawn. Hop on a jet across the globe. I guess the world is my home and there's so many milkers burning my dome like turbulent air. I'm switching these flows. If you look at my neck, boy, I'm letting it slow.
Okay, Coach, thank you. We are technically 5 miles east of Washington, D.C. That's where the home of the Washington Redskins resides. FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Chicago Bears and the Washington Redskins. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Here's the second-year back out of NC State, Nyheim Hines. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
Go, go, go. At the 24-yard line. Let's go. Mike 5-4. Check the backer, check the backer. Check it out.
Throwing is Jackson. He's going to float this one deep right side. That's caught at the 25. Touchdown, Chicago. DJ Moore, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Bears have taken the early lead. Well, if they didn't get the wake-up call before the game, they got it right now. 2 plays already in the end zone.
I think of it in boxing terms because whether it's a big shot with your first one or a probing one, a little bit of a jab, the second one was the payoff. That was the big one that landed. 1-2, end zone.
Let's go.
On play action, it's Rodgers. On the crossing route, he hits Demaryius Thomas. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks. He's trying to parlay that great performance last week, NFC Offensive Player of the Week in Week 2, into a great performance in Week 3.
And the way he was able to do it last week, he started off doing it again this week. Energy, the way he comes off the line of scrimmage, attacks the defense, sets them back on their heels, and he finds openings as a result.
Plays like we just saw there, that's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front, so when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. So even with the pass interference, it's a completed pass. They'll go ahead and just take the play instead.
How about the effort? Making the catch despite the pass interference. Nothing else to be gained on the play. No need to take the penalty. The play stands.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Going for Evans, but that pass is intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Jatavis Brown. 30, 20, 10, and they will score a pick-6 for a Bears touchdown. We thought this defense would be opportunistic, and they were. Here, you're already up. Now you got a 2-touchdown lead. I tell you, going out there on defense, did they have a little bit of extra momentum with a score already on the board?
Oh, without a doubt. That already felt good to them. They took it and used it and obviously put up another one. But here's the thing now. Some defense coordinators might want to pull their guys back a little bit because they don't want them to make mistakes because they're too overamped. Others say, I've got a 2-touchdown lead. Go get them, guys. They'll be even more aggressive.
Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything, at least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. T.Y. Hilton, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd and 4.
No. 319. 54 Mike. Target. Loco over here.
Working from the gun, Rodgers. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Hassan Reddick able to run him down for a 15-yard loss, and it will be 4th down. The Redskins send out their punter. Back deep, Antonio Brown. Taken from just outside the 30. Excellent work on the run back there, 33 yards. And it'll be a short field for the Bears as they take over 1st and 10.
At the 36-yard line.
Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. They've got things going their way early. 14-0 lead and the football. 1st and 10. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
The last run got 9. That leaves them with 2nd and a yard.
Hey, man. Watch the boot.
Here's Jackson to throw. This will be caught inside the 10. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. That one a gain of 20 and a 1st down.
Ready? 55. Here we go.
Oh, how about this on 1st and goal? And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 2nd and goal.
Second and goal at the 8-yard line.
Here we go. Set. You ain't got nothing.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is the time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
Ready up. Set. Check Mike 54. Mike 54.
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Bears. Nyheim Hines, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Bears will extend their lead. Boy, these guys are off to the races, Charles. 20-0 already, extra point pending.
Yeah, you always hear that term. They just boat race someone. Heck, it's car race, motorcycle race, plane race, whatever you want. Right now, they are sprinting past them.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33.
57's right.
Here we go.
Throwing now is Rodgers. To the right side and complete to Thomas.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Screen 18.
Right there, 56. Watch the run, watch the run.
They'll try to run for it. Lewis. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. It's a 1st down for the Redskins on a pickup of 11.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive they went 3 and out.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. It's complete here to T.Y. Hilton. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
Washington Redskins, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. On play action. Rodgers. There goes a deep ball. End zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Troy Apke. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team. When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Here's Jackson. Oh, it's intercepted. He's trying to get it to Ridley. Picked off by Logan Ryan. And they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line.
The Redskins take over 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
The Redskins offense now, they get set to take over here. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the 2nd quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. And this is taken in for a Redskins touchdown. T.Y. Hilton, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Redskins are able to close the gap just a bit. Tavecchio good on the extra point. And they'll cut the lead to 21-7. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Tavecchio.
The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Now it's Jackson. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down. He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. From the gun, Jackson. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36.
A gain of
Move the chains, a gain of 7 on third down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Jackson from the shotgun. And it's incomplete. The intended target was Calvin Ridley. That'll bring up 2nd down. Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one.
They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Jackson. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. 16 yards, a 1st down.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his legs.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every.
Derrick Henry all alone. Touchdown, Chicago. Derrick Henry. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Bears will add on to their lead. Rosas good with the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line.
The Redskins take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. T.Y. Hilton once again the intended receiver, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
Hey, take 26.
Big Sears right here.
On 3rd down, it's Lewis. A pretty good effort there, 9 yards, but not enough. We'll likely see the punt team now on 4th down.
That's the kind of run that gets everyone excited on offense. And, you know, oftentimes.
And now on 4th and 1, it's a fake. And the gamble pays off. They get the first. A big breakdown defensively there on the fake punt. Turns into a huge play and a 1st down. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. Now this is Hilton on the receiving end. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? Throwing is Rodgers. This will be caught at about the 5. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it. Sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
2 yards, good enough for a first.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
This is 1st and goal, and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Redskins. Dion Lewis, his 4th touchdown on the year. Then the Redskins are able to cut into that deficit. Extra point up and good by Tavecchio. And that cuts the lead to 28-14. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Tavecchio. That'll be taken in the end zone.
At some point, we're going to get it through our heads. Special teams, special teams, special teams. The spark that often wins games.
Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. And, Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match in a football game.
Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop.
They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches. Jackson now. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. He was looking to get that one to DJ Moore, and it's 3rd down. They're going for a receiver there. Already has 1 touchdown in this first half, a 2nd one not to be.
I like where their headspace is, though. I mean, I really like the thought process, right? You got a guy who's already scored 1, right? You want to go back to him, continue the hot hand, and make them adjust to you defensively. I like what they were trying to get done, even though they weren't successful.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well. So on 4th down, here's Johnny Townsend to punt it. Back deep is T.Y. Hilton. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Feeling like they're not quite in field goal range yet. They're going to go for it on 4th.
Check, check. Lucky, lucky, lucky. Go, go. I got him on me. Hot seven, hot seven. 55, Mike, 55.
He may try and run for this. And he will have the first down, but he winds up taking a pretty good shot that time. Now the Bears going to use the 2nd of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Ready?
This time Jackson will throw it. Oh, it's intercepted. He was trying to get it to Ridley. LaMarcus Joyner with a pick, and he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line. They are in an interception mood on defense. Had 2 nice interceptions a week ago. Now 2 here in the first half.
Yeah, we call it ball hawking. And the only way to truly be good ball hawks is not guessing. It's not just simply anticipation. It's study and understanding what they like to do and beating them to the spot and creating big plays.
They're watching the film, and it's working. On the right side, it's Hilton with a catch. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down. So in the second quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So he got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound effect on this game.
And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's second down. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Go get him.
Mike 5-4, Mike 5-4.
Get 300. Get 300.
To throw again. Rodgers. Flushed out right. And a catch right side by Evans. And they move this all the way down to the 9. So with a big gainer anyways, they'll go ahead and take that instead of the pass interference call.
They didn't need the penalty. It would have been different, right, if they had somehow lost some yardage somewhere, but they did not. Gained all they could, down to the spot of the foul. Nothing to be gained by taking the penalty.
The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10. From the gun, it's Rodgers. Flush to his right. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Mike Evans, the one he was looking for. But it'll be 2nd and goal. Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal.
It's been a long day for you.
Again, they'll throw with Rodgers. Escaping the pressure right. And that is caught. Touchdown, Washington. Kevin White in the final seconds of the first half. And the Redskins are able to make this a close game again. Tavecchio good on the extra point. And they're within 7 now at 28-21. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Tavecchio. An incredibly short kick fielded way up there. So we've reached halftime in a wild first half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath as we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, it's been a shootout so far. We'll see which defense can make the adjustments as we get back underway in the second half. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Check 56. I'm here all day.
Hey, watch this.
They'll start things on first down with Dion Lewis. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. 23 yards the pickup there. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down, a very solid gain on that play.
On play action, now Rodgers. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. 19 yards the pickup there. Move the chains.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
Now Lewis here on first down. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Making the stop that time, Bobby Wagner.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Here I come again.
Off the play fake to Jones. Here's Rodgers. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. Hassan Reddick able to drop him that time for his second sack of the evening. The Redskins on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be third and forever. They fake the give. Now Rodgers. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he led him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
He's got the distance, but it's no good. Wide to the right, and this score will stay right where it is. Down here in the third quarter, obviously that's one they could have used.
Yeah, and one of my favorite special teams coaches in the NFL told me what separates the kickers in the NFL versus the ones who are not is not the misses. It's the second miss in a row. Best kickers in the league, they don't miss 2 in a row.
And I think the ball's out. And this will go out of bounds, so they will lose yards on the play. And on fourth down, of course, it'll be a turnover on downs.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. If the ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. Jackson. Smith catches left side. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
The Bears on third down. They've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12. From the gun, it's Jackson. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down.
Partner, the way this offense has marched up and down the field during this game, it's almost a surprise to see an incomplete pass on 3rd down, isn't it?
Yeah, they have had their foot on the gas all game long, but here finally stalling out. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And it'll be Redskins football now with a 1st and 10.
At their own 33-yard line.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They start the drive on the ground with Lewis. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down. And never good on a pass completion there to go the wrong way. Lost yardage.
No, for some reason it seems to work better when you throw it downfield or you can move the ball downfield running it that way, doesn't it? But in this case, if you're the defensive guys, you're energized, executed well, and you caused a lost yardage play. That's going to feel good and look great in film.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. And now before they run this 4th down play, we're going to get a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. Now look at this, 4th and 12, and they're going to line up to go for it. Here we go on 4th down with Rodgers. He's going to wind up and air it out. And this is going to be incomplete. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And the Bears are going to get the football back, and they're going to get it in great field position.
Here we go. Here we go. Time to end it. 55 to push it up.
A first down carry for Henry. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Antonio Brown, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Bears will extend their lead. Still plenty of time left in the game, but now starting to pull away a little bit. Get some breathing room with that one.
And I don't want people to think that NFL locker rooms are cookie cutter, that everyone's saying the exact same thing in every situation. But I do know that all 32 teams have an emphasis on starting fast. Game, the second half, no matter what. Whether it's first 5 minutes, first 3, whatever. This was a big score to start the second half.
Jack 300. Jack 300.
Watch the run. Watch the run.
On play action, it's Rodgers. Flushed out right. Looking deep for Hill. And that's caught inside the 35. A huge play there for Washington. 42 yards. Obviously, they're not where they want to be right now on the scoreboard. Big plays like that, though, that'll trend them in the right direction.
Yeah, a few more like that, they'll be right back in the game. And if they can continue to do that, maybe they'll inspire their defense as well and get a few stops.
This is Lewis, working his way for a gain of 7 to the 26.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Now Rodgers. And Rodgers intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Jerome Baker. Back now at FedEx Field. It's Bears football here. They also have the lead as well as we begin quarter number 4.
Check, 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 check.
They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry. He's going to have the first down past the 20 as he'll take this up to the 22-yard line. Now, they may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down.
And the Bears first down.
Now they can breathe a little easier, some room to operate as they've got it 1st and 10 now out past the 20.
Tighten up, tighten up, tighten up.
Mike, bye-bye.
Play action. Now Jackson. Man open, that's Calvin Ridley. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3.
Check 50.
A shotgun handoff to Henry. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
The Bears on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Operating from the gun, Jackson. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. 75 yards receiving for him now. It's a first down. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era, and we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and no more. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
Second and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, second and 10.
Let's go, Heavy. Let's go, Heavy. Heavy, what you got? What you got, Heavy? What you got, Heavy? Give me something.
Now it's Hines. Eric Kendricks in on the tackle.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
The Bears on third down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Jackson from the gun, he'll throw. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. Certainly not what they wanted there. No gain, and it's 4th down. Now the old pass completion for no gain, not something you want to call up out of the playbook too often.
Yeah, most offensive coordinators don't have that on their play sheet, so they've got to go back and scramble after this one. But right now, with what they're telling receivers about making sure you take care of the ball in open field, sometimes the fighting for extra yardage doesn't come as a result. That and good tackling can lead to no yards gained.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
The Redskins take over first and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Get the ball.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Looking deep for Demarius. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in. Demarius Thomas, the intended receiver, and it's 2nd down.
30-yard line.
Check. Watch 54. Watch 54.
To throw is Rodgers. Going to throw again. Over the middle here, it's Hilton. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. It's a 1st down on a gain of 10. When we see another great performance like this out of Aaron Rodgers, you have to chuckle thinking that his only FBS offer was a walk-on at Illinois.
And now he's the pride of Butte Junior College, of course at Cal. And I remember watching him play at Cal, and he would run 7-on-7 drills. Angry if the ball ever hit the ground, and it didn't do it very often.
So it's Redskin football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Rodgers now on 1st down. And the catch made by Hilton. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. On 1st down, Rodgers. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure. The backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle him after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
this third down looking very tough after the holding penalty. 3rd and long. Rodgers again now. This goes out right to Doyle. An excellent pickup of 20 yards. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case. Down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
To throw, it's Rodgers. Flush, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Hassan Reddick able to record his 5th sack of the season.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case,
and this is taken in for a Redskins touchdown. Mike Evans, his 2nd touchdown on the season, and the Redskins are able to close the gap just a bit. They go for just 1 here as it's up and good. So time definitely not in their favor. Down 2 scores, but they'll try the onside kick. And this is going to be taken in by the Bears, and it appears they're going to win this game. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. So this one in the win column for the Chicago Bears. And it was a game where they were off and running in the first quarter, Charles, and never looked back.
You know, partner, after a while, we always say the same thing, don't we? They set the tone early, right? They started fast. So I asked a few of my horse racing friends, do you have a term for me that we can use to cover that? And they said, yeah. When a horse breaks out like that, you say he caught a flyer out of the gate. And that's exactly what this team did today. I mean, they jumped out there, jumped on them, and were never headed.
So for Chicago, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Washington, they'll fall to 1-2. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head to MetLife Stadium to take on the New York Giants. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.